do a weight class on the floor, standing. Grab your weight. So if you want to grab a heavy set maybe for the start or lighter set for your arms. If you have 2 sets of weights, that's great. Otherwise, 1 set is totally fine. So we have our friends here that are going to be demonstrating. All right, you ready? We're going to start with our feet just 6-1 width apart and just have those weights in your hand. They're just going to kind of add some weight to the legs as you squat down and then lifting all the way up. Squeezing at the top, butt goes back, chest stays lifted, pressing through the floor on the way up. 2, 1 to hold it down, little pulses, down, down. 4, 3, 2, 1, and then lengthening all the way up. So your feet are apart, you're just going to swivel the heels together, so being your Pilates V. And then here, plie, arms are going to go out to a T, and then press and lift all the way up. So even though you just have those little weights, really think of them being like 20 pounds, so nice and heavy, and then squeeze by your side, zipping through the back of the legs. And plie, and squeeze it up, lifting tall. Plie and hold, and then your little pulses, down, down. Last 4, 3, 2, 1, and squeezing all the way up. All right, you're just going to rotate your feet back to parallel, keeping them together, and then just go into a bicep curl. So we're going to be alternating between doing some arm work and your leg work, right? Last 2 and 1. All right, so now we're going to bring the arms out in front of you. So anytime your arms are out in front, you're going to engage through the core, and then you'll bicep curl here, and then fully extend those arms. As you're extending the arms, maybe think squeezing through the back of the arm, pressing the biceps up towards the ceiling. Those weights start to get heavy pretty quickly, so if you need to, you can always drop the weights. We're going to extend the arms and hold, then we're going to alternate. You got right, and then switch left. Right, and left. Right, and left. One more, right and left, and then both arms reach, and then lower down. Shoulders down the back, just keep those arms straight. They go straight up, knuckles towards me, and then lower back down. Good. So draw the shoulders down as the arms lift, and lower. Engaging through the core every time you're lifting your arms so it doesn't go into the back. Last 2 and 1, and then we're going to alternate. So lift the right arm, and then you're going to switch in the middle there. Yeah. So here you might feel like your ribs want to shift side to side, so really engage through those obliques to keep that from happening. Again, belly button in towards your spine. More each arm, right and left, and then lower down. Now you rotate those wrists in towards you, shoulders down. You're going to go out to that T again and lower back down. 2 and 1, and then we'll alternate again. We go right on first and then switch left. Again, now those ribs might want to shift side to side. Just be mindful of your obliques, keeping your torso stable. 2, 1 more each side, and lower those arms down. All right, so we're going to go into external rotation. Rotate to parallel, externally rotate, rotate to parallel, and then last time externally rotate. So you should be shoulder width apart, and then you're going to bring your arms out to, yes, goal pose. So now we're going to plie, go into a shoulder press, and then good. Think with those inner thighs, even though those legs are apart, like you're drawing your heels together on your mat. On your way up. Dropping the sits bones open. Last 2. And 1, holding here. You're going to pull your elbows together, then open back out. Squeeze and open. Almost got the 3 pounds. If you get tired, just drop them to the floor and squeeze. You guys didn't want to take one for the team over there? And then squeeze in and hold, and then little pulses up, up. 4, 3, 2, 1, and then open out and lower down. We'll roll the shoulders out. Good. All right, we'll walk the feet back together, and then I'll turn to the side. You're going to go into like a deep squat, and then those elbows are going to come up. So the tendency here will be round through your shoulders, so really be mindful of that. And then you're going to extend the arms and bend, and extend and bend. Just keep the elbows up as high as you can. Four, 3, 2, 1. Lift and hold, and then pulse it up from there. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it up, and then you'll squeeze it in, and 4, 3, 2, 1. Then we alternate. We lift and squeeze, lift and squeeze, lift and squeeze, lift and squeeze. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Last little set. Hold if you can. Little soften and stretch for 8. Little soften and stretch. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then standing all the way up. Roll those shoulders. Good job. All right, so you can continue with the weights if you'd like, or drop them. We're going to go into some lunging. So you're going to start with that right leg back, deep lunge, and then lengthen back up. And then we'll switch. We'll alternate left and left. Just keep alternating right back of the knee down towards the floor. One more each leg. And together. Good. Now you're going to just have the weights down by your hips here. You're going to lunge to the side. I think reach the weights to the floor. Butt goes back. And then you're going to step the feet together. And then you'll switch sides. And together. Side. Together. Good. Nice job keeping that chest lifted. You can drop the weights if gets to be too much to handle. Does bring the heart rate up a bit when we have some extra weight there. One more each side. And left, and good job. All right, so we're going to go into our balance work. You're just going to have the weight in front of you. Have you guys done this before? So the weight's just going to, I kind of think the weight kind of helps to counterbalance, but you're going to think of reaching the weight to the floor. You're going to bring your right leg up, and then you'll just come all the way back up. You can just rest for a second, and then again, hinge forward at the hip. Right leg comes up, and then come all the way back. So we're going to stay on that right leg going back. If it feels better to have your arms out to a T, you can try that. You get to play with whatever. Nice. Two more here. And lift. One more. Hold if you can. For 4, 3, 2, 1, and then come all the way up, and then you'll switch feet. So now that left leg's gonna go back, and fold at the hips, and then coming all the way up. Good. And then fold over, keep the hips as square as you can, so try not to externally rotate that left leg as it's going back. Just, yeah, straight up towards the sky. 2 more. And 1 to hold. 3, 2, 1, and then coming all the way up. Good job. All right, I'm going to have you turn this way so you're not in the sun. And then you'll be in the middle of your mat. Wait for that plane to go high. All right, so we're going to still hold on to those weights and then reach up towards the sky, and then you're going to go into a roll down. So peeling away from imaginary wall, reach all the way to the floor, and then little pulses towards the floor. Yeah. You can soften the knees if needed. Last 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we'll bend at those knees. The heels will lift, come all the way down to your Pilates ball. Yep. And then little pulses. Hips towards those heels. Last 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you'll lower the knees to the floor. Feet off to one side. However, you want to gracefully get down onto the floor. And then you'll bring your feet out in front of you and just have those weights reaching out in front. And then inhale, grow tall, and then exhale, contract back just to that sacrum. And then inhale, grow tall, and exhale, contract back. Good. And lift tall, and contract back. Last 2. And 1. We'll contract back and pause there. Lift an inch and lower. Lift an inch and lower. Little lift and lower. 2 and 1. And then you'll come all the way back up, lifting nice and tall. All right, we're going to contract back, scoot through the belly. Make sure your feet are planted. You feel your inner thighs. You're going to bend at the right elbow, rotate back to the right, and then center. And then left elbow bends. Look back at the elbow, and then center. Right, and reach. Good job. Shoulders stay down. We got 1 more each side. Right and left. Good. And then come all the way up, lifting nice and tall. All right, from there, arms out in front of you. Tuck through that tailbone, scoop through the belly, roll all the way down to the mat. All right. Just lay your weights to the side of you. Just place them onto the mat. Yep. We will grab them up in a little bit, but we'll give those arms a break. All right, ankle bones, knees, inner thighs, squeeze together, point through those toes. Legs are lengthened. We're going to reach the arms up to the ceiling, and then curl the head and shoulders up off the mat. Look at your toes, flex through the feet, and then continue to roll all the way up from there. And then we take a stretch over your toes, and then we start to roll it back. Squeeze through those inner thighs, slowly roll down 1 vertebrae at a time. Here, let the arms float up overhead onto the grass behind you. Good. And then arms lift, curl the head and shoulders, look at your toes, and then curl up from there. You guys are doing great at this. And then reach towards your toes, and then we roll it back. It's still one of my hardest exercises after 16 years of Pilates. Like, so hard. And then arms reach, curl the head and shoulders, and then continue to roll all the way up. Nice control. Reach out over your toes, and then we'll start to roll it back down 1 vertebrae at a time, and just place your arms down by your side. Okay. All right, from there, we're going to bend your right knee in towards your chest, extend that leg up towards the ceiling. From there, we're just going to flex and point, flex and point, flex and point, flex and point, and then flex and hold, little pulses. So think toes towards your nose, pulsing that thigh towards you. Last 4, 3, 2, 1, and then point long, and then lower back down. And then that left knee bends in, extend that leg up to the ceiling, flex and point, flex and point. 2 and 1 to hold that flex, little pulses towards you. Last 4, 3, 2, 1 point long, and then lower all the way down. All right, bend your right knee in towards your chest, extend that leg up to the ceiling, and then take your arms out to a T. Place your arms into the mat, and we're going into our circle. So you're going to go across your body, first across the midline, then down, around, and up. Make it as big as you'd like. Across, down, around, and up. Pausing at the top. Across, down, around, and lift. One more, across the body, down, around, and lift, and then you'll reverse your circle out to the side, down, around, and lift. Just try to keep your hips as stable as possible. Up the side, down, around, and lift. 2, around and lift, and 1, around and lift, and then bend that knee in towards your chest. Go ahead and grab onto it with your hands. Give it a little pull, and then extend those legs out onto the mat. Yep, arms out, and then we go left knee in, extend up to the ceiling, hips nice and stable, and then again we go across the midline, down, around, and lift, and across, around, and lift, and across, around, and lift, and 2, and 1, and then we reverse that circle out to the side, down, around, and lift, out to the side, around and lift, side, around and lift, last one, and then we'll pull that knee in towards the chest, give a little tug, and then lengthen your legs out. Good. Reach your arms up to the ceiling, curl your head and shoulders up, and then all the way up. Good. Take a stretch forward. All right, you're going to grab onto your weights again. You're going to separate the legs the width of the mat. Arms out to a T. We're going to go into our saw. We're going to just drop the weights if it gets to be too much, right? The lifting towel, we're going to rotate to the right first, and then going to reach left arm to right pinky toe. Little pulses, 3, 2, 1, and then you lift up tall, and then center. Rotate left. Reach towards your pinky toe. 3, 2, 1, lift up tall, and center. Rotate right. Reach. 3, 2, 1, lift up to the side, and center. Rotate. Reach. 3, 2, 1, lift to the side, and center. One more each side. Rotate. Reach. 3, 2, 1, lift up, and center. Rotate left, and 3, 2, 1, lift to the side, and center. Good job. All right, so we're going to go on to our sides. Let's have your heads down here facing me. So that'll be your left side. And then you can just release one weight. So you have one in your arm. You can steal a 2-pound if you'd rather from your girls. All right, so yeah, you can just lay there. That's totally fine. We're going to bring the toes forward and just check in. Maybe make sure that your hips and shoulders are in line with that back edge of the mat. And then that weight will be in that top arm. And then we'll start with our legs in parallel position. We'll reach that weight up towards the ceiling. And then you'll lift the leg in a parallel position and lower back down. And then lift and lower. Lift and lower, lift and lower, last 2, and 1 to hold the lift. Now you just bring the arm in front of you, and then lift it back up. Arm in front of you, and lift. Last 2, and 1. Good, reach the arm in front and hold. Okay, now you're going to swing that leg forward and back. Forward and back. Add that arm if you'd like. So think arm and leg are kind of coming towards each other, and then arm and leg go away from each other. Arm and leg towards each other and away. Towards and away. Last 2. Working through that oblique to keep yourself nice and stable. Reach away. 1 more forward and back. Good job. Just rest your feet down. You're going to bend at the knees, so now the feet will be at the back of the mat with you. Yeah, so it's more like kind of like that clam shape. And then I like to just take the weight and bring it right to the top of the thigh. Just going to add a little bit more resistance, right? So you're going to open and close. And you can even kind of like press, resist, open, and press. Last 2. And 1. All right, and now you're going to lift your feet up off the floor. Knees go down, yep. And now you're going to keep those feet up and open again, that top leg, and close. Good, again. Creating some resistance with that hand, or just letting that weight be heavy on your thigh. Lift and squeeze. 2. And 1. And then we're going to add on. So you'll open, extend the leg, bend the knee, and together, and open, extend, bend, together, and open, extend, bend, together. One more, open, extend, bend, and together. Good job. All right, you can just place the weight off to the side for a moment. We'll come back to that. But you're going to extend the bottom leg out in line with your mat, sorry. Yep, and then you're going to bend that top knee and place it flat on the floor like so, okay? So now we're going to be working that inner thigh. All right, so we're lifting and lowering. Lift and lower. And squeezing those inner thighs, even though they're slightly apart, you think of squeezing them together. Lift and lower. Think of the ankle bone going up, yes. And then lift and hold, and then little pulses up. Up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the lift. Little circles forward for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then reverse that circle for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then lower down. All right, extending the legs. Now they're in line with each other. So make sure feet, hips, and shoulders, everything's in one long line. So our bodies would like to cheat a little bit and have the feet a little bit forward, so just watch that. Yep, perfect. All right, so flex through the feet, and then we're going to be lifting both legs and lower down. And lift both legs and lower down from those obliques. Lift and lower. You're going to have a nice suntan. And lower and lift and lower, and then lift and hold, and then go for a little walk with those feet. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze those legs together. Lift a little higher and lower down. All right, you roll onto your tummies, facing. Yeah, good. And then we'll place one hand on top of the other. Rest your forehead on your hands. And then feet can be together or apart, whichever you like best. Just take a moment, press the pubic bone into the mat, lift the waistline, yes, the belly button off the mat. And then from there, you're going to lift that whole shape, the head and hands as one piece, lift up off the mat, and then lower back down. Good, from the belly lift. And then play with your breath, whichever way you like it. So you can inhale to lift or exhale. Totally up to you. Good. And then lift and lower. One more, lift and hold, and then tap your heels together. Little squeezes for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then resting back down. Good. All right, keeping the hands there. Upper body just relax. Separate the feet, so about the width of the mat. And then we're going to slow swim the legs. You're going to lift the right leg as high as you can, squeezing through the glute, and then lower back down, keeping the hips stable. Then left leg lifts and lower. Right leg lifts and lower. Left leg lift and lower, right leg lift and lower, left leg and lower. One more each leg, right, nice job. Squeezing through the glutes and left and lower down. Okay, press yourself back into a rest position. So child's pose or cat stretch, whichever feels best for your back. All right, and then coming all the way up, you'll switch sides for the side lying leg. So we'll bring your feet to the other end. Lining the shoulders and hips up at the back edge of the mat. You grab that weight. I should have warned you on your way. So again, you can just rest your head on your hand, and then you'll bring the feet forward. Yeah. And then that top arm will lift to start. Stay in parallel. We lift the ankle towards the ceiling and lower back down, making sure we're not going into external rotation. So bodies love to really try to kick it up by going into external rotation. So just think of keeping that ankle bone towards the ceiling. Lift and lower. Lift and lower, and then you'll lift and hold, and then you'll bring that arm forward and back up. Forward and lift. You have to keep me honest, make sure I don't miss anything on this side. And forward and lift. And then forward and hold, all right? And then we'll swing that leg forward, arm comes down, and then reach away. Both come forward and both reach away. Good. Nice job staying stable on your hip. Waist lines lifted. Last two. And one. Good job. All right, so place the feet together. We just bend the knees to bring the feet back in line with the back edge. Good. Then place that weight at the top of your thigh. And then we open and close. Again, creating your own resistance with that weight. Open and close. Open and close. Open and close. All right, from there you're going to lift your feet up off of the floor. Yep. And then we open here and close. And creating your own resistance, pressing into the floor. I tried to stand over here to have you to guide the sun, but it didn't work, sorry. And then lift and lower. And then adding on, so we open the leg, extend, feet together and close. Open, lift, feet together and close. Looks good. Open, extend, together and close. One more. Open, extend, feet together and close. Good. Place that weight back down on the floor. And then you extend that bottom leg, bending the top knee in front. And then holding that parallel position with that bottom leg, we lift it up. Again, ankle bone lifts towards the ceiling. Top hip is still forward towards me. You can also hold on to that foot if that feels better for you. I like to hold on to it. It's almost like it stretches out your hip a little as you're working the other side. And then we lift and hold, and then your little pulses up, up. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold that lift. Little circles forward for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then reverse that circle for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then lower down. So now we bring the feet together. Stack those hips. You take a moment here. And then flex through the feet. Reach your heels oppositionally. Yep. And then lift from the obliques and lower. A little balance work on the floor. Yes. Lift and lower. Two. One to hold, and we go on that little walk. Right leg forward, then left. Right and left. Right and left. Last 2. And 1, and then feet together. Lift a little higher. And lower back down. And we roll back onto your tummies, looking down at the floor. Now you separate the hands and the feet the width of the mat. Okay? And then we'll start with like Superman's. I think of being like a Stretch Armstrong. Yes, all 4 limbs lift and then lower back down. That lift comes from the belly. Lift and lower. Nice. And then lift and lower. And then lift and hold for your swimming. So opposite arm and leg, lift a little higher. Last 4, 3, 2, 1, and then place your hands next to your shoulders and push yourself back into a rest position, rounding through that low spine. All right, we're going to go ahead and turn back towards the other direction, just so again you're not facing the sun. You'll grab one weight, and then you'll be on all 4s. So quadruped position, hands under the shoulders, and then separate the knees so that they're underneath your hips. Okay, good. Are you going to take that, have the weight in the right arm to start. And then we're going to go right arm, left leg for our control balance. and then replace. Right arm, left leg, and replace. Right arm, left leg, and replace, and reach, and replace, and then reach and pause. We're going to go into that contraction. So cross the midline, knee to elbow, and then extend out. And then knee to elbow, and extend out. Knee to elbow, and extend out. Last two, and one. Extend out and hold. Little pulses, both the arm and leg pulse. Up, up. Last four, 3, 2, 1, and then rest for a moment. Okay, we're going to do one more on this side. So opposite arm and leg lift, and then your right arm's going to go out to T as your left leg comes towards you, like when we call this windshield, and then they reach away. So right, so like make it like a T with the arm and leg, and then open out, and reach, and open out, and reach. One more, open out, and reach. You got it. And then take a rest. So round through that spine a little bit. And then we'll switch. So that weight's going to go in your left hand. And then we'll go into that control balance. So left arm reaches, right leg reaches opposite, and then replace. And then reach, and replace. Reach, and replace. Reach, and replace. And then we reach and hold, and then little pulses with both arm and leg lifting up, up. Last four, 3, 2, 1, and then replace for a moment. Okay, and then opposite arm reach and hold for that opposite contraction. So across the midline, knee to elbow, and extend. Knee to elbow, and extend. Knee to elbow, and extend. Last one, and extend. And then take one more quick little rest in between. All right, we have that last little windmill. So we have the left arm, right leg reaches, and then right leg's going to come towards you. The left arm goes away, and then back to center. And then they go windmill away, and then reach forward. Good. Windmill away, and reach. Last two. And one. Nice job. Take your rest. So round through the spine or child's pose, whatever works best for you. All right, now we'll do some leg work, a little booty work, okay? So you'll take that weight, go behind your right knee. Get it squeezed in there, and then you'll set yourself up nice and stable through your shoulders. And then from there, you're just going to keep that kind of squeeze, and then you're just going to lift your heel up towards the ceiling and then lower back down. And then big lift and lower, and lift and lower. Squeezing that heel towards your seat to keep that weight. And then lift and hold, little pulses, up, up. Last four, 3, 2, 1, hold that lift. Just squeeze your heel towards your seat for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we come down knee to knee. Right, now you're going to go out to the side like fire hydrant and lower. Out to the side and lower. Out to the side and lower. 2 and 1 to hold, little pulses, up, up. Last 4, 3, 2, 1, and then bring those legs together. All right, we're going to switch sides. Squeezing with that left, heel towards that seat, stable through the shoulders to start, and then our big range, lifting up and lower down. Lift up, the heel towards the sky, big squeeze. Make sure the hips stay parallel though, you don't externally rotate as you're lifting your heel. 3, 2, lift and hold, and then little pulses, up, up. Last 4, 3, 2, 1, hold that lift, squeeze your heel towards your seat, squeeze, squeeze. Last 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we go down knee to knee, and then for that fire hydrant, we go out to the side and lower, out to the side and lower, lift and lower. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. We lift to the side and hold, little pulses, up, up. Last 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. All right, go ahead and take that weight, bring it away from you. Okay, and then we're going to stay here for just a little bit more. We're going to extend that back leg, or sorry, your right leg back. Hold there, and then keeping the legs straight, you're going to lift and lower, lift and lower, lift and lower, lift and lower. Last 2. 1 to hold, and then little circles again for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse your circles for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we bend that knee. And then left leg lengthens out, toe touches the floor to start. Gauge through your lats, nice and square, and we lift high and lower. Lift energy through those toes and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Last 2. Lift and hold energy through those toes and through those heel of the hands. Little circles for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then reverse that circle for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then lower down. Good. Sit back towards your heels. All right, let's come forward on your mat a little bit. You're going to lie down on your back all the way down. Good. All right, let's bend at the knees. Let's cross your right ankle over your left knee, and then press into that thigh a little bit with your hand. And then for a deeper stretch, grab onto that left thigh and bring it towards you. And then switching sides. Pushing away. Good. And then grabbing onto that right thigh, pulling it towards you. All right, good job. Go ahead and roll onto your tummies. You ready for some planks? Let's do it. All right, so you can be you can set yourself up to be on your wrists or on your elbows, totally up to you. Just tuck those toes under, and then when you're ready, you're just going to lift up into a plank position. I'm going to time you here for 30 seconds. Any of you do my plank challenge yet? Have you beat me? No?
Okay.
My goal is to get to 4 minutes, which I went to 4:06. Like I need to try to up that. I've got competition. I have another client says, I'm going to get to 4:10. So I'm like, okay. When you do, let me know, because then I'll try to beat you. All right, 3, 2, 1. Lower those knees and then sit back towards your heels for a stretch. Oh, yeah, at Arcadia? Yeah, they lost a client over that. Yeah. Yeah. All right, go back out. Some people are really competitive. All right, go back out. Set yourself up on your elbows or wrists, whichever way you like. And then again, you'll find your plank. And then adding on, if you'd like, you can just stay here. You'll lift your right foot off the floor and lower, and then the left and lower. And lift the right and lower, and left and lower. Yeah, I think they had one girl, Kayla, that was doing like 15-minute planks. That would take up your whole class, so that didn't quite work out as well as they thought it would. I'm talking so you'll forget you're doing planks. Last 3, 2, 1, and then lower your knees and sit back towards your heels. Again, maybe flip your palms, stretch through your shoulders. All right, we'll come out for one more set. Woohoo! Again, setting yourself up, shoulders down the back, and then extending those legs. And then 30 seconds of hip dip. So dip your right hip and then your left. Just big and as fast as you'd like to go. You guys are good at this. I'm just getting all the way to the floor. Look at that. I'm impressed. We have 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and then lower yourself down. Good. Press yourself back into a rest position. If you rotate those palms. Good. And then we're going to come up out of that. So out of that stretch position. Right, you're out of your child's pose. Walk the hands back. Tuck your toes underneath you. And you're going to go back to that beginning little Pilates ball. This is here. Hips towards your heels for 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you'll stand up, lowering those heels to the floor. Good. And then scoop the belly, lift the heels off the floor, and lower back down. And lift the heels off the floor. Just the heels, yeah, just lifting and lowering the heels. And then lift the heels and lower. One more, lift the heels and lower, and then soften those knees. Let those arms come towards you, shaking your head no, releasing any tension, and nodding your chin towards your chest. And then keeping the chin to the chest, soften through those knees. You'll slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. Rolling the shoulders back. Big arm circle up and around. Thank you very much. You did a great job.